Hey there everybody, Red Parasite here, and welcome back to Let's Play Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix. In the last episode, we completed the main story. We finally defeated the organization. Their last member, Xemnas, was quite the fight. Took a little while. We got lost in the realm of darkness for a little bit there, but Sora and Riku both made their way back to the realm of light, which is good, you know, got a happy ending and all that. But we're not done with the game yet. There's still actually quite a few things left to do that I did not want to do, before completing the story. Partially because some of them require, grinding to certain levels, and that would have made the end of the game pretty trivial. By comparison, you're supposed to be like 50-ish for the end of the game here. So I figured it'd be best to just do all of that stuff after the main story so that we can kind of keep the natural progression of the levels intact. So, among the things that we have to do include, there are a bunch of Colosseum Cups that we have not yet done, a bunch of Super Bosses, as well as there's Mushroom 13, and then a few other odds and ends. One of which I'm actually going to be featuring in this episode. This is going to be the Max Out the Drive Forms episode. So if I go into the menu here and go into the status. So Valor's only at level 3, Wisdom is level 3, Limit is 3, Master is 2, and Final is 1. And I'll also be maxing out the Summon level as well. So gonna get all of those to their maximum levels in this episode. So mainly what I'm going to be showing off here is the best ways to go about doing that. It's obviously going to involve some grinding. You're probably not going to get enough experience for any of these forms throughout the course of the main adventure to get them to their maximum levels. And of course there are perks to go along with leveling them up, which I will be showing off all of as I go through the process of getting them to that point. Okay, that's clearing out the journals. So, gonna head out to the world map. And the game's telling us about a new episode being added in Disney Castle. That is actually where we are going to go, but not for the reason that the game is telling us to. We're gonna go here to the Hall of the Cornerstone. It's gonna activate a cutscene, which is unavoidable. I actually want to go to Timeless River, but can't get to there unless I come to this room first. Sora, what great timing. It's just terrible. Will you look at that? Oh, that actually looks kind of nice. I came to check on the Cornerstone of Light, and that's when I saw it. I don't know how long it's been there. It looks like it leads somewhere, but where? Do you think it's connected to the path like the other one? Or maybe that's what the organization wants us to think. It might be a trap. Whatever the case, we should be prepared for anything if we're going to check it out. Well, we are definitely not prepared for anything just yet, so we're going to leave that alone for now. Our main goal is the Timeless River here.
Give me strength.
I'm just going to go into final form here before going in just to reset the anti-form counter. So Valor form, if you remember, levels up just by dealing hits, so you can basically just hit anything that you want. The reason that Timeless River is so helpful for this, you could see when I went through the door in final form, it actually gave me my entire drive gauge back. So you can just kind of come in here, hit some enemies for a bit, go back through the door and preserve your drive gauge, and then just rinse and repeat. So the two areas that I would recommend going to for leveling up Valor form are Mickey's house and the pier. Like, obviously there are enemies in all of the other paintings and some of the other areas, but those include some of the car enemies, which, can become invulnerable for a pretty long period of time, so they're kind of annoying. Mickey's house and the pier both don't have any of those enemies in them, so that's why I kind of recommend them over the other ones. So basically, you're just gonna fight things, land hits, and that is it. So I'll go through like one full round of this for Valor form, and then I'm not sure if I want to just cut it out or speed it up. It's probably going to take a while. The one thing that I will make sure to show at regular speed is the level ups whenever they happen. So I'm actually gonna just exit right now for this time, just because when your dry forms are at a lower level, you have less form gauge to burn through. So when they level up, you can go for longer without having to leave and come back.
Let's go.
So with that out of the way, I think it's time for me to hit some things with my Keyblade, and I will see you on the other side.
Back off. Take this. It's over.
You know what, actually I can show you going to the pier. The skateboard is probably your fastest method of travel compared to most things, so make use of them. So the pier enemies are mostly just shadows and the airplane Heartless. Oh, I should leave, but that's the gist of it. Okay, there's level 4. So we get Combo Plus outside of the dry form. And then in the dry form, I think we got a better dodge roll. Alright, on to the next level. Okay, there's high jump level 2 and high jump level 3 in Valor form. So we're at level 5 now. I didn't mention this earlier, so I suppose I can mention this now. The maximum level for all of these is level 7, so we have 2 left to go at this point.
It's over.
Yep, and there is level 6. We got another Combo Plus outside, and a form gauge power up in the form.
It's over. This is it. Stop.
Yep, and there it is. We got level 7 on Valor form, so I could just leave. Outside of the form, that gets us high jump level 3. Inside the form, I totally missed it again. The pop-up goes away so fast. Can you blame me? Alright, so we now have high jump level 3, so we can take that for a spin. Whee! Look at how high we can jump now. And then I should also equip the Combo Pluses that we got. So we got 2 of those. And then in Valor form, we got high jump max. This will be the case with all of the drive forms where you'll get like up to level 3 of the ability outside of the form, but the form itself will always have a better version of it. So the next form is Wisdom form. Now I'm going to the World That Never Was here to show off an area where you can grind this drive form. I got a bit ahead of myself there. So there are a bunch of shadows that will pop up here in the Fragment Crossing in some of the areas. But that only happens, I think, before you beat the main story. I'm not 100% sure on that, but as you can see, I got nobody's spawning in there. So unfortunately, this is no longer a great place to grind wisdom form. But if you want to do that before finishing the game, this is a really great opportunity to do it. You can just use wisdom form there. I just wanted to point that out. I can't use it, of course, but if you can and want to, that is available for you. So it might not surprise you that I'm back here at Timeless River. Basically, I'm going to be doing the same thing. The wisdom form levels up for each Heartless defeated, so this is an area that has a lot of relatively weak Heartless. And of course, you can exit the door and come back and get your drive gauge back pretty quickly. So it's great for that as well. So I'm just going to jump in. And I'd recommend the same places, honestly, for the same reason as last time. So go into Wisdom form, and oh, I don't have fire on my shortcuts. I should change that. So I definitely recommend having some magic on your shortcuts. The ones that I prefer to use are Thunder, or like the Naga in this case, as well as Fire Auga. Fire Auga is pretty good for crowd control, so you have a lot of Heartless just kind of swarming around you in this case, so it's pretty good, good in that sense. The skate on Wisdom form is pretty slow. The skateboard is going to be faster for you, once again. So before I forget, let me put on fire under my shortcuts so I can have quick access to it. Once again, if you're at low enough level, like I am here, I just did one of the areas first and then left to preserve the drive gauge. Once you level it up a few more times, you can usually do more than one area at a time. Oh, so there's level 4. I didn't even have to cut away for that one. The major drawback of Wisdom form, of course, is that if you run out of magic, then your offensive capabilities are significantly lower. So you can remedy that by taking a stop at the save point, though. I'm not sure if going through the door does it or not. I suppose I could always do an experiment and find out. So I think that's about all I have for now, so I will just see you whenever I get any level ups or that sort of thing. Oh, for this area, you might want to use lightning on the planes just because fire doesn't really reach them very well. Fire will do just fine for the shadows on the ground, though. Okay, so the door does indeed restore your magic, so that's something to keep in mind.
Right. Fire.
Yeah, and there is level 5. So we get quick run level 2 outside of the form, and quick run level 3 inside the form. And there's level 52. Followed shortly by level 6. We get MP haste and a form gauge power up. And there is level 7. So we get quick run level 3 outside of the mode, and quick run max inside the form, which, as you can tell, goes quite the distance. Okay, let's check out our menu now. So there's quick run level 3. And we also got MP Rage and MP Haste, both of which are pretty good. I don't know what my AP boost situation is looking like. Oh, I've got 10. Could throw basically all of those on Sora because my party members don't need them, right? And the question is there something I would rather have than those. I think I have pretty much everything else on. Auto limit would be helpful. Let's see. Okay, I have guard break off right now because I don't have finishing boost. No. I'll leave it like that for now. So on to our next dry form, which is limit form. And this one levels up just by using limits. So pretty much anywhere will do, but Timeless River, once again, is a pretty good place because of the door. I should note, this door loads a lot faster in the PS4 version, as I'm sure you probably noticed if you've ever played the PS3 version. The loading time is significantly worse, so this will take a little bit longer. It's still probably one of the best locations regardless, but the better loading times definitely help out in that regard.
Give me strength.
So for limit form, really all you have to do is just, pick whatever limit you like.
This is it.
I'm pretty sure that you actually have to land at least the first hit, if not the finisher, in order for it to count in the experience. So do keep that in mind. In this case, we don't really care about killing enemies. All you need to do is just use the limits, so you can just go in.
Give me strength. This is it.
Use the limits, and then, kind of leave.
Go. Ha. This is it.
Although in that case, I killed everything, so there you go. And that is pretty much it. Just go in, use the limits, head out, and I'll see you on the other side.
Let's go. Let's go. Yeah. It's over. Right. Yeah. This is it.
Yeah, and there we go. There's level 4.
Let's go.
We got draw and a form gauge power up.
Back off. Ha. This is it.
Actually, now that I think about it, Mickey's house is still a good place for limit form, as I demonstrated earlier, and I can do it again. Why not? I have to play through this. I can at least make you suffer through some of it. Sonic Rave is definitely a good option here. Oh, hey. I would have been showing this anyway, so we got dodge roll level 2 and dodge roll level 3. But Scene of the Fire is actually, I think, a little bit better than the Pier. So make sure to recharge your magic before you go. It's right here. And for this one, I think I just prefer Strike Raid because the enemies spawn a little bit far away from you. So you can kind of just throw it at them while they're farther away from you.
It's over. Let's go.
The limits do cost a different amount of MP, called the SP. I think I'm a little too used to like Persona. But let's see. I think Sonic Rave and Strike Raid you can get in 3 at this point in time. Giga Impact that's definitely not the case for Giga Impact. You only get 2 uses out of that.
Let's go.
And we're looking to get more limits
Give me strength.
out of our magic gauge, so that's definitely worth it.
It's over. Give me strength.
And with that, I will go back to grinding, and we'll see you whenever I get level ups.
Take this. This is it.
That is form is level 6. Get lucky. That ability increases the drop rate of rare items, I do believe. Can double check. Let's see. Increases. Oh, just increases drop rate of items in general. Still good. I would definitely recommend putting that on. Give the AP for it. Only got one more level to go.
It's over. Give me strength. Back off. This is it.
Alright, and that is it for limit form. So we get dodge roll level 3, as well as dodge roll max. It's not as easy to tell the... Oh, that was the wrong exit. It's not as easy to tell the difference in the dodge roll. I think what improves is the invincibility frames that you get from it. So obviously better dodge roll has more invincibility for a longer duration. We can go check that out. There's dodge roll level 3. And that's actually all we get outside of the dry form. Alright, well, would you believe me if I said we're finally done with Timeless River? Because it is not the best place to grind up the final dry forms. So we're going to start with Master Form of the remaining 2. And for that, we're going to be heading over to the Land of Dragons. There's a specific type of enemy, and if I could actually, remember it, then that would be a miracle. But that's why I have the journal. Let's see, Heartless. Should be pretty early on. Or maybe not. Where were you? Assault Rider? Yeah, it's these guys. Okay. The Assault Riders, these guys drop the large drive orbs when they're defeated. And that's what we need to level up Master Form, our drive orbs. So definitely make sure that you have, I think it's Lucky Lucky and Jackpot equipped on whichever characters, that's Valor Form, whichever characters have those abilities. So like I'm going to take off Flare Force, for example, as well as Blizzard Boost so that I can put those on for now. And then Goofy should have them as well. Yeah, I'll turn off Draw for that. That will definitely help this go a lot faster. You use both of those.
Give me strength.
We're going to go into Master Form here. This is a bit more complicated in terms of like what you have to do, and then I get a level up right at the start. Aerial dodge level 1, and then level 2 inside the form. For these Assault Riders, generally, just reflecting their attack back at them is the quickest way to kill them. Just kind of wait for them to do something. Sometimes, like if they do the spin attack, you're probably going to get hit afterwards, but it's better to actually just get the reflect off and damage them that way than anything else. In this instance, you are going to have to use the save point to warp out to the world map and then come back.
Give me strength.
There's really no way around that. And that's pretty much it. I've shown off the basic strategy for this. If you don't do enough damage to defeat them, you can just follow it up with like a lightning or something to just do that last little bit of damage. They're really liking to do the spinning attack right now. Or you can just attack them physically, that also works, but it usually takes a little bit longer. That's why I prefer using lightning. Alright, well, we're back in the grind loop. So,
Let's go.
I'm gonna keep at it. And I think that was, well, I can't check now, but I think I'm at least level 4. Actually, no, I was level 2 on this, wasn't I? Oh, there's level 4. I guess that answers that question. Okay, well, now I will see you after some grinding.
Back off.
Okay, there is level 5, aerial dodge level 2, 4-engage power up, and aerial dodge level 3 for master form. Okay, there is Air Combo Plus and a 4-engage power up for level 6. Yeah, and there is level 7. That is aerial dodge level 2. Sorry, 3. I don't know why my mind jumped to 2. But, and then we get the max aerial dodge inside the form. So, we're done here. Which means we move on to our next destination. We're going for our last drive form. Drive form. Ugh, my mind is going places. We're gonna go for our last drive form here, which is final form. And that levels up by defeating nobodies. And what better place to find nobodies than here in the world that never was. Let's see. Aerial dodge is new. I didn't have it unlocked before the end of the game, so yeah, I'm just gonna use the rest of these AP boosts on Sora. I did get an AP up from one of the level ups, going for Master Form, so that should also help. We got those 2 Air Combo Pluses from leveling up Master Form. I think we're all set there. There's Aerial Dodge Max. And look at all those Air Combo Pluses. So, for final form, I'm going to recommend that you go with a Faraga setup again. So, Bond of Flame is a pretty good Keyblade to have on for that. I probably should have equipped that when I was grinding Wisdom form, but oh well. You know, it's not, not too big of a deal. But other than that, I think that's pretty much it. I did forget to mention, like, at the beginning of this, and this is relevant to, like, all of the forms that you want to grind up. If you want to avoid anti-form, which I would definitely recommend because it's a real bummer, make sure that you activate the drive forms before you get into any battles, because that way you will definitely not get anti-form like at all. And considering that you're using drive forms a ton to level them all up, it is incredibly likely that if you use a drive form in a battle, that you'll get anti-form. So just make sure that you keep doing that. Of course, that is not a concern for final form, which is good. So the place that I recommend coming to here, it's not Skyway. So closest save point is here. So you have to go through the Hall of Empty Melodies to get to it. In fact, I think I'm going to just grind in here for a little bit. Because we don't have access to the signature movement option from Final Form yet. And you'll also notice our drive gauge is very low at the moment, so we're not going to be able to get a lot done until we get it leveled up a little. So if your drive gauge is still pretty low like mine is, I would recommend starting in the Hall of the Empty Melodies here until you get to a point where you can actually get to the next room and do something meaningful with it. So there's level 2. That auto final form gauge leveled up, which will help, but for now we're just kind of stuck grinding some of the easy stuff. I do want to show off the like kind of official strategy for this though, so it's gonna probably take a little bit to get to that point. So I suppose I could always like cut out until I unlock some more stuff and then show it. I suppose it'll depend on how long this actually takes. Unlike Wisdom form, you can actually fight with Final form. It's not completely useless in that regard. Alright, well, I will probably get up to the next level at least, and then I can show you the recommended grinding strategy.
Give me strength.
Level 56 for Donald. Nope, and there it is. So we got to level 3. The signature move of Final Form is the glide. It's a very handy movement option. So I'm going to leave and come back, and then I'll put that on. So hopefully I have enough AP for this. Oh, I'm at 105. I'm probably going to have to take something off. Yep. What can I afford to part with? Yeah, probably one of these. Yeah, I'll take off Jackpot. The reason having Glide is so handy is because it allows you to cross the Hall of Empty Melodies here a lot more quickly. Like otherwise I would have had to just double jump across and it takes forever. So, I'm gonna go into Final Form here. I basically just want to use Final Form Firaga. You can see how effectively that dispatches the nobodies. And the reason that this area is so good for grinding up Final Form is because it has a lot of these really weak nobodies that go down pretty easy. Because we're actually concerned with like numbers, like how many we kill. So the weaker the better. Just make sure that you get back to the save point in time. I cut it really close there. You probably want to leave Not Skyway at about, like, right when you get into the 1 on the form gauge, like 1 left. And that will pretty much do it. I don't know why I went into Final Form this early. I'm gonna burn a little gauge, but oh well. Yep, as level 56 for Sora. Magic increase, that is very timely. And I will see you on the other side. That is level 4. Got a form boost, as well as a gauge level up. Definitely be appreciating that. There's level 57 for Sora. Whoops. I did not mean to collect that. Oh well. That's a puzzle piece. That is definitely in that location. And that is level 5. So we get Glide level 2 outside of the form. And Glide level 3 in the form. Okay, we got form level 6. So form boost and a form gauge boost. And there we go. Level 7, final form. I don't know why I'm bothering with any of this anymore. So we got ourselves glide level 3 outside of the form. Max glide in the form. We are not yet done though. I wish we were. We're done with the dry forms. However, we still have to level up the summon gauge. I mean, technically I don't have to, but I'm going to because I like pain. So for this particular effort, actually, you know what I should do before I get ahead of myself? Let's get that. Well, it's already equipped, so there's glide level 3. One nice feature about glide level 3 as compared to the other ones, I believe, is once you reach the ground level with glide 3, you will stay gliding, whereas with the other ones you will actually land. So you can basically glide indefinitely with level 3, which is nice. We also got the form boost skills from it as well, and apparently a blizzard boost at some point. Sure about that, but in any case, let's see what is the game telling me about here? Oh, right, that puzzle piece that I accidentally grabbed. Let's see. What looks out of place? This definitely Diz's head. Yeah, okay. All right. So for our last thing, we're gonna be leveling up the summons. And the best place to do that is here in Olympus Coliseum. So I'll go ahead and show off the strat here. So activate the summon. We'll be using Chicken Little for this.
I can do this.
Because the FES mode here, we can get into it and then immediately press square to end.
Prepare to hurt.
And that counts as using the summon, so that'll get you an experience point here. And you can do 2 of those usually per summon. At the lower levels, you might be able to squeeze in 3 once you get the level up a little bit. And with our drive gauge of 6, we will be able to do use 2 summons before needing to recharge. So we can just leave the room and then come back in. Let's see. Yeah, do the summon. And it is important that you do not kill the enemies, because if you do, then they'll just be gone and you won't be able to use the FPS mode on the summon. And the reason that we're doing it here is because obviously using summons depletes the drive gauge. We need more drive gauge, and the fastest way to get more of it is to participate in one of the cups here at the Coliseum and then immediately quit out. So we basically just do that, head straight back to the door.
Let's go.
And I hit the wrong summon. Well, I guess we can try out Genie's limit. I actually don't know if I've shown that off before, so there we go. Although I did kill the enemies like I said not to, so in order to remedy that, I'm gonna head out to the world map, and that should respawn the enemies. So there you go. I knocked out, you know, 2 birds with 1 stone. Got some experience for the summon gauge. Showed off Genie's limit. And with that, I have really nothing else to show you here. It's basically just this. Rinse and repeat. And that's all there is to it. Oh, well. Game had to give me a reason to not cut out just yet. So that's level 4. And now I can cut out. Nope, there's level 5. Nope, there's level 6. And there we go. That took way too long. And those are like some of the faster ways to do it, if not the fastest. Depending on the form or whatever. But there you go. Maxed out all of the things. There we go. Got you know, additional limit as well. Let's go and see what the fruit of our labors looks like, or you know, more accurately, my labor. You didn't have to do anything. Lucky you. So Valor form, level 7. Total hits required 2,200. Wisdom form 450 heartless defeated. Limit form 90 limits. Master form 1,600 drive orbs. The large ones count as 3. Final form 450 nobodies, and then summons 250. I think using the limits increases it by more. I don't remember exactly how much. But whatever the case, we're done. So I've been at this for about 2 hours and 12 minutes. I have no idea how long the actual episode is going to be. I just figured that, you know, for all the content that I did show, it would end up somewhere in the ballpark of 15 to 20. But I'm feeling kind of tired, so I'm gonna sign out here. And next time it will be a lot less grindy. We'll be doing starting off with cleaning up the puzzle pieces, or at least most of the ones that we haven't gotten, and then we'll be doing a little bit of Colosseum cups, and then some super bosses after that. And that'll all be a lot less grindy than this. I figured it would just be better to get this stuff out of the way first. Plus, it is helpful to have some of these movement abilities, like the double jump and the glide for sure. Will be pretty important for some of these super bosses. So we have those now. My pain and suffering is over. So thank you very much for watching this hopefully informative video of Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix. I've been Redix Parasite, signing out.